man. I trust him with my life.
All right, well, I hit it, I guess. Yeah. So,
All right. So
Right out the gate.
uh, the name Sam comes from a friend I met in high school. When I first met her, she told me her name was Sam because she didn't know how to tell me like who she was and was really shy of a person. So she told me her name was Sam. And then when I finally figured out her name, I was just like, oh, okay. I thought it was interesting. I liked the name. And when I was deciding on names, which is really hard for me to do for some reason until it comes to like song names. But when it comes to like names for bands or projects, I'm just always at a stump. And that name has been something that's just like stuck to me that I like grown quite fond of. Um, and I make my own kind of like anagrams with it that also represents like how I feel at times. So, for instance, Sam, SAM, I'm a sick ass monster. I hope this is a non-censored podcast. If not, I've totally ruined your monetization. But
I ain't trying to make no money off this shit.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go for it. But yeah, I'm a sick ass monster, or maybe I'm sad and misled because the world, teaches me certain things that I find to be untrue. So I liked it so much as a moniker, and because of how it was presented to me when it was first introduced to me, I decided to keep it.
damn, that's pretty dope, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really liked my name. My parents were just like really religious. And, like, what's more religious than Moses besides Jesus? Right?
I feel that so much.
Yeah. So people would call me Mo for short, but like now I'm just like whatever. Like it's just a name, not really a representation of.
Can I call you
of
Shadow
who I
Moses?
am.
Here's Macklyn, by the way.
Hey.
That's right. He's so purdy. Can I call you Shadow Moses?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Metal Gear.
I just got
Dude, Metal Gear, Bring Me the Horizon. I just changed my Twitter handle to Shadow Mo.
Yeah.
That's the best name to have.
That's so rad. Oh shit.
Shit, what's in a name? What's in a name though? I guess my name's not that impressive. I mean, Ryan, shit, like how much more bland and boring can you get? But I mean, if you look at the meaning behind if you look at the meaning behind Ryan, it just means like little king. So I'm a little king, but I guess I've always liked that kind of like I guess it like bestowed like a kind of responsibility on me to be kind of like noble and look out for people, be like show good strong leadership skills. You know what I mean?
Regardless of large or small, man, you're a king, bro. I can't say.
King I am.
So you and JoJo have been playing Fallout 76 lately.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How has that been? Because like I had it at launch and had a really awful time. But I've always wanted it to be like I felt like if NPCs were in the world, maybe that would save it. I felt like there were certain things that it was just missing a part of that would make it at least playable with friends. What has like drawn you guys back to it?
I'll let JoJo field this one because she's much more articulate in this field.
Okay, now I'm gonna make an ass of myself because he brought me up to some. But nah, for me, Fallout has always been about like shooting shit and building shit and crafting shit. It's like I love working on guns. I love like pimping out my workshop and my camp and shit. It's like I don't really like the PvP aspect of any game. That's just me. I'm a fucking pussy. But I like I like the cooperative aspect of Fallout 76. Like I just got my own PlayStation 4, which has just done measures of like good for our playing habits. Cause like before I would have to try to find strangers to play with and I'm shy. That's hard for me, but playing with Ryan is a whole nother thing.
It's hard to play with randos. It's
yeah.
really good. But that's cool. Like
there's
like settlement building aspect of Fallout.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it.
See, that's crazy because like when I first got into Fallout, it was more about the RPG-ness of it all, and the choices. Yeah, I don't know like the word choice for that, but I like the RPG aspect of it, and I also like the Where you laughing? And I also like the choices that you get to make for the story.
Yeah.
But, like the way Fallout 4 introduced the settlements, because it was much more like implemented in the game design as opposed to being like a mod. I kind of feel it. Like I like customizing towns and making like themes and aesthetics for it. I wish that was like more emphasized on 76.
Yeah.
But it would be really hard to do that without making it temporary. So I get why they decided to go with like camps instead of full ass settlements. But it's so cool that they decided to do that with multiplayer because everybody can build together and make something really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super fun. Like coming across settlements in a server, like once they've been abandoned, and then I just get to keep all their shit because it hasn't despawned or anything. It's still the same server. So that's pretty cool. It feels like it's already lived in once you come across it. It's a pretty cool aspect.
It almost adds to the wasteland aesthetic.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And with the Wastelanders update, like it's also been so much more fun with the NPCs and with all the new missions and the choices. Like, yeah, I'm really, don't get me wrong, I really like that aspect. I like the building. That's what I always sink my time into. But the RPG, it's like Wastelanders has definitely improved the RPG aspect of Fallout 76. So
okay. If it drops a little bit lower, just a little bit lower, you may have just gotten me into it.
Hey, me and Ryan play. If that doesn't sell you on it, I don't know what will.
See, like, and that's one of the main reasons I even thought about considering buying it again, because I was so on the fence. Because playing it at launch, I lost so much shit every time that I logged in, and it was just like, why does this keep happening? This is supposed to be a game, like a put together game. But I did like, again, certain aspects of it. I love the map. The map is huge, and the scenes there, like everything is so like, even though it's more lush and more colorful, it still feels like this is the edge of the map where the wasteland like wasn't too hardly hit, but then there's areas where things are like really severely hit, and it's crazy looking. The amount
they have diversity.
Right. The amount of enemies they have, like the giant bat or whatever that they introduced. When I saw that, I freaked the fuck out. I mean, it's essentially just a Skyrim dragon, but in Fallout.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, I'll take that L, but it's still like sick because it's the Fallout lore. So yeah, it may be the next little sale purchase. I've been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and that's given me like so many ideas and so many like comparisons to Metal Gear every time I pick up the controller and play it. It's pretty much co-op Metal Gear.
Why is that? What are the similarities that you've noticed?
I mean, just in how it tries to, so in Metal Gear 5, the open like world, how they try to set the elements of stealth in an open world environment. Though they have like severe differences because like, again, Metal Gear is Metal Gear and Ghost Recon is a completely different franchise, but just the way it plays and the type of game it's supposed to play as really make them kind of very similar games. Mm-hmm. But you can't have a game that's Metal Gear without the Kojima elements, and clearly those aren't there.
The Kojima-isms.
Yeah, exactly. The wild, unworldly, and unnecessarily overly convoluted stuff that makes it a Metal Gear game.
Do I know what's going on in this game? It's not a Kojima game then.
Right. Do you have some sort of hold on the plot? No. Okay, cool. You're playing the right game.
What platform do you guys play on?
So right now, I actually own the Holy Trinity. So I am like baffled with words or speaking right now. I'm tongue-tied. But I own the Holy Trinity, which is the Switch, the PS4, and the Xbox.
Nice.
So, it's cool.
Pretty good.
I've never owned an Xbox, but I have the PS4 and the Switch. Also,
That's Dirty Mac back there.
Hey, Macklyn.
Playing all that copyrighted music back there. We're gonna get us flagged for foul language and copyrighted music. Yeah.
In all honesty.
Man. Get the fuck out of my room. I think one aspect of like Fallout, Metal Gear Solid games that I really like is the fact that it lets me fuck around and not get the plot done. because there's just so many aspects of those games from Fallout 76 to Fallout 4 to like any Metal Gear Solid game where you could just get distracted and just trying to manipulate the system, wandering around, or just trying to do things differently than you did like the last time you played it. And I think that's just like the freedom that I've always enjoyed from games like that.
Yeah, the freedom of choice to whether you wanted to go on like guns blazing like Rambo, or you wanted to actually play a stealth run, or you wanted to do something outlandish like drop a box on quiet. Like what? Who would have
One hit KO.
Right.
It's like creative ingenuity, you know. It encourages you to be innovative, and it's cool.
I feel that, man. I played Fallout 4 kind of with the same mindset, so sometimes I'll run through it like, okay, let's see what happens with this amount of variables, and like I'll plan runs ahead. That way, it's like I'm trying to stay on the path just to see kind of like outcomes and see what different choices will lead to. My most recent run on Fallout 4 was like, I don't know if you're familiar with the plot or the storyline at all.
We both are. I don't know about Moses.
Oh, okay.
No, but go
Yeah,
on.
I don't want to spoil because I don't want to be that guy, you know.
Oh, no, it's cool, man. Go on.
All right, for sure. So like, I decided to go with a Minutemen plot run, or not Minutemen, the Railroad plot line. But what I did first was I joined the Brotherhood of Steel. I infiltrated. I demolished the Brotherhood of Steel leadership, like some straight Terminator shit, and went and just went up there, destroyed Elder Maxon, destroyed everybody, left, and decided to join the Railroad and see the outcome. It came to some interesting scenarios actually, because certain quest lines kind of couldn't be carried out, so they kind of got like looked over.
You kind of killed the chance to pursue it when you killed the Brotherhood.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's crazy to think like I thought about this outcome, but they didn't think about this outcome. But like, I don't blame them for not thinking of that outcome, because it's like, wow, this fuck, I even have the option to do that outcome, you know? So it's just crazy. Like, it creates a sense of replayability and just like a unique experience for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about Death Stranding?
I'll be honest. When I first played it, I have never played anything more frustrating in my entire fucking life. It like literally like it. I was like, hurry up and become a game. Like in the early starts of the game, and like that's my own fault for thinking I could fuck around in the beginning, like tutorial stages, because it's like up until chapter 3, that's when the game really starts to get going.
Right.
But I was an idiot and spent like 6-9 hours in the beginning part of the game.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to Higgs, it was like 30-40 hours into the game, and I was just like, just these motherfuckers, they got me. But the more I learned to appreciate like what I was being told, and learning that like the fact that it's supposed to feel arduous, that it's supposed to like beat you down, that's part of the game. Like that's the difficulty. It's like endurance. It's like how tough do you really think you are? Like you're gonna let some game about packages like fucking rule your life? Like you need to show those motherfuckers.
Like,
you gotta show those.
What Death Stranding is like, holy shit.
It's like I like in the beginning of the game how it was like, it almost felt like this true successor to like Silent Hills, like it was gonna be like a horror game. But like as time progresses, it definitely strays away more towards like a sci-fi biographical look at like how America can like totally fuck itself up when it doesn't like pay attention and like look at itself. But
crazy.
Yeah, like that game, like I gained more appreciation for that game when quarantine came, because it was like, oh fuck, man, I don't like how Kojima predicts shit. I really don't. He's
between that like really scared the fuck out of me for like a hot ass week.
Yeah, I was like, shit, man, I gotta wear a fucking a onesie, fucking rain suit to fucking not get puddled on.
What made it scarier was like during the first week or two of lockdown, it was like rainy weather.
Fuck yeah, I remember that.
I
Damn.
remember that shit. And it was just like, what the hell? Like, why is it like, this is total pandemic weather. But I totally get what you mean by that, dude. It's like, it's a strenuous journey. You're continuously like pushing yourself to like, okay, like I could take this easy route down and try to be down there faster. I can take this longer path and it'll be like more tiresome, but like the enduring and getting through it and even taking the moments to rest in between it is just like beautiful and surreal at times. One thing that I would say about the game that like I felt about it after like really getting in it, it's like it's not the challenge of delivering the package itself. It's the challenge of, like you said, enduring the world that's around you and all of the elements. I don't think it was initially even like trying to be sold as a horror game because that's just one of the things that they encounter in the world. Like it's a part of their society, and it's something that they fear, but it's not the only thing in their world to like worry about. So I think it's not so singularly focused on that, and I think that's why it couldn't sell itself like on the horror game merit. But it definitely was like frustrating early on. Combat's never too hard, I would say. That's my one complaint about it.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Because I can breeze through most enemies like with no problem. The only time I can't was like the mission that shit. See, I don't even want to spoil because like I know people are gonna listen to this and hate me if I do. But it's around the mission with Higgs when he summons his big baddie. They revealed that part in the trailer. But it's that battle, and it was only because I didn't realize that was the moment it was coming. But it wasn't so much hard that I couldn't like deal with it. It was just like, oh shit, I don't have the gear for this. So,
I mean, technically, you could just fucking run away. You win.
Oh no, bro! I fight them all the time, man.
100%. I'm the same way. I can actually remember being afraid of the enemies, and I thought I was supposed to be. But then, like, I strolled up to the dudes with their little spears and shit, and I like beat the fuck out of them, and it was like so easy. I was like, I'm scared of this.
Right. I literally just throw equipment at them, or take them on with a bowler gun.
Dude, throwing a briefcase at someone's face is so satisfying, though. I will say.
I would say there's something else about it. Oh, so I want to do a second playthrough once I completely get through the game on a clean, non-lethal run. I want to see what happens when you kill enough people in Death Stranding. Not saying that I'm going to force combat actions, but I'm going to take lethal approaches instead of taking like the non-lethal way or knocking people out. I feel like it may affect like the world, and you may be, because the server is shared with other people. I feel like players who have also killed a lot, it'll have like impacted craters on their world, and maybe that'll, I don't know, diversify the gameplay. I'm just curious to see what'll happen.
So essentially, you want to do a Higgs playthrough.
Yes.
Well, all I know is like when you create like the void out and you have the big giant craters in the areas, like if you die in those areas, there's no coming back. It's game over. So you're creating a more strenuous difficulty curve for yourself.
That's like all the more. Because like one, it does let you explore the Higgs side of things and see like the challenges that he had to fucking overcome. And two,
just like blowing shit up.
Right. And two, it's like if it can make it for some harder combat, I'm down. That was like again my biggest complaint about the game, because I love the game. I love the premise of it. Even like I got used to the physics of everything and just walking. And the first scene after you like even start the game, and you crash the motorcycle and shit, I got used to the physics right then and there. But it was everything else I didn't account for. We're learning the curve. But good shit. Good shit. Don't know how it did in sales. I worry for Kojima, but good shit.
From what I gather, since the quarantine, it's actually made a profit now, and I think they're in the stages of greenlighting Death Stranding 2. There's rumors that Sony's been like pecking at Konami to get the license for Metal Gear so they can just hand it to Kojima so they have something for PlayStation 5.
See, that's a double-edged sword, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Lay it on me, man.
He didn't even want to make 3.
Yeah, but look how great that game was.
Right, but he didn't want to make 3. Then he didn't want to make 4. Then
He
he
didn't
didn't
wanna
want to
make
make 5, and they didn't let him finish 5.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Like, I don't want it to be something that Kojima doesn't want to make, because then the art slightly suffers from that, you know? But
Yeah.
if it's something that he feels like, hey, fuck it, it'll make me bank so I can do Death Stranding 2, then please do it. Put that love in it, please.
Well, what if they just do like a remake of the old games, like a faithful reimagining where he's just at the helm, like approving decisions, but you know, to where it's not forcing another story out of him. But it's like everyone's mad about the Metal Gear pachinko machines. Like I'm sure you're aware of what those are.
Yeah.
So it's like if we could just see like a nice graphics version of an old game, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice, especially because it is the season of the remakes. And like that's definitely, regardless of what Metal Gear he chooses, that's like a great thing to come out of it. I would hope he would just do like, because he would probably go all out and be like big budget, he'll probably connect like 2 games in like one. He'll probably do like the HD collection, but an like remake, if he's like smart enough about it. That would be tight.
Yeah. To not drag it out too much, give the fans what they want.
Right, especially because they're not as like, I don't want to say ambitious, but they're not open world, so they're more contained,
Right.
more like
They're more linear.
Yeah, more linear experiences, more contained experiences, so it'd be easier to pull like off multiple games. And you can do something like the RE2 remake, where again it's a faithful retelling, but patching up some continuity errors, and also not just making the same game with a nice skin, as cool as that would be. Unless, you know, he adds some sort of classic mode that's just like, here's Metal Gear 1 exactly as it was, but just really nice looking. I'd probably pay for that too. I'm being real. But yeah.
I think that's like, it's kind of against the nature of Kojima, like just doing like something just like completely remade. I feel like it's hard for him to like just stand back with any project, because like even in Metal Gear Solid 5, 4, 3, he tried to stand back. He tried to be as far back away from it as possible, but he always gets sucked into the work.
Because it's his baby.
I mean, yeah. With Death Stranding, it was obvious that Sony just threw like a certain amount of money at him. He got his promotional money to make it. I mean, I love Monster energy drinks as much as the next guy, but it helped him definitely fund a game that just like was pure imagination. I mean, it doesn't hurt that he had Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro on his side to like make it legit.
I think those guys are going to stick together for a longer time than we think.
Definitely. I just hope we get the Silent Hills. That's all.
Yeah. I can do without like a Metal Gear 6, but I can definitely do with the new Silent Hills.
Don't you still have PT there, Chris?
Do I? Oh no, I have PT Unreal, which is just, you know, it remade on the Unreal Engine. Crazy stuff. Okay. I had it on my PS4, and then my disk drive started getting like all, you know, whatever. I sent my PS4 to get repaired, and they wiped PT from my system, so I could never re-download it.
Wow, I would kill those people.
With my mind powers, if I knew their names, I'd just shatter their minds right now. But
another time, another place.
Right. But yeah, dude, I had it, and it was some crazy shit. When I was first introduced to it, one of my my homies back home, he lives in a house that like has a similar hallway. That's like the starting point of it all. And we played it at his house. And I was just like, okay, after we finished, I like walked out of the door, and as soon as I saw the hallway, I was just like, no, I'm gonna go back inside.
I'll just stay here forever. It'll be safer.
So it took me a hot minute to like come down from that. Oh shit.
Ooh, that shit was hard, fool.
Mac is playing Final Fantasy VII right now, and he just beat one of those bosses. One of those dungeon
Which-
bosses.
Which one?
Fuck, I don't know.
Was it like a squid thing or whatever?
No, he wasn't a squid. He was like, I don't know.
There you have it, folks.
What was he called?
Smoke enough weed, they all look like squids, you know?
Right.
It was like the one in chapter 14 where you like go underground to the level that you just did, and then it's like a fucking like dog thing that has a berserk mode or whatever.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that thing's a pain in the ass a little bit.
Yeah, I finally just beat that.
Nice. So I'm gonna ask Moses. Moses, are you with us still?
Yeah, what up, man?
Hey,
What video games are part of your Criterion collection?
Dude, this is probably where I'm gonna lack like in conversation is video games, because like I really don't play, or at least I haven't in a while.
That's
'Cause
understandable.
I travel a lot for work too, so like I picked up the Switch, and I don't know, what did I start playing? Like I played the Mario that came out for it, and
oh, nice.
Pikachu Let's Go, but I don't know, I play Fortnite a lot, which is super cringy, I know.
It's all right, man. Everybody has one.
Yeah, we don't judge here, man.
Yeah. We all play worse games at some point, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, like I don't know, like hotels usually have decent Wi-Fi, so I'll just like hop on and like make wherever I am, I'll make like a new Japanese friend or whatever, and like we'll just play squads and stuff. And
That's
I don't know,
all.
I've met like a lot of people doing that, and like I said, the game itself has gone like extremely downhill, so I'm kind of at like the tail end of it, where I'm like I'll just stop playing and maybe move on to something else. Other than that, like I used to be really into 2K. Like I'm a big basketball fan.
Okay.
But I don't know, recently like the career modes have gone kind of downhill. Just like I don't know, like I had the same issue with what was it, Grand Theft Auto 5. Like it was an awesome game, but like I don't want to have to worry about like feeding my character and
You just
like I
want
just
to
run around, shoot people or shoot my shot.
I feel you, man.
But man, like I don't know, probably this podcast will get me back into gaming. But so you guys been playing Fallout a lot. I don't know, is there a game that you guys are looking forward to that hasn't come out yet?
Shit, that's a good
A
question.
lot.
That's a good question.
There's a big list. It's a never.
Last of Us 2 for me.
See, I'm gonna wait and like, I don't know if I want to get it at $60 yet.
Yeah.
I'm already in pretty deep, so it's like I gotta beat some games before I take on some more. But
Yeah, Last of Us was with that like little girl, right? Like in the zombie apocalypse. Or am I thinking of a
kind of.
like I remember playing that one, and it was like a visually stunning game, but I don't think I ever finished it.
It gets pretty tough. Like, it's no lie a pretty tough game, but the second one I hear is going way harder. I heard like people were saying it's not fun. It's like it's great. It's a great gameplay experience, but it's not something I would call fun. It's like, oh, what is it? It's kind of harrowing.
Yeah, I feel like the last game that I played where I don't know, I might have like completed it and I felt like it was fun was a BioShock Infinite, which that came out like I don't even know how many years ago, but I've been waiting for them to make a new one, but it doesn't seem like they will. It's been a minute.
I hope they do. That game was wild as shit, man. It was crazy. The ideas that they incorporated and how they tied in. I don't know if you played the first 2 games, but like, it's so sick. And it's a world in the sky.
Yeah, that was cool. I did play the first 2, but I felt like the third one was like a huge upgrade.
Right.
It's like gameplay and visually, and
I feel like it settled on like both of those things very well too.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Let's see. Sam, you had an idea for a video game, didn't you? Didn't you want to share that with the world?
Yeah, man. So like, instead of Metal Gear Survive, right? Instead of whatever, have you guys played that, by the way? Before we,
I've only heard bad things.
so it was on Game Pass. So I tried it, and after I starved to death, I pretty much deleted it because that was annoying. So instead of Metal Gear Survive, the dumpster fire that was, they could have gone like a whole different route with it. Especially knowing like the lore of Metal Gear, like having teams like Foxhound or Fox, they could have done some sort of co-op based, kind of in the vein of Ghost Recon, like Wildlands and Breakpoint, where it's like 4-player like squad based missions. You can even put it in a more linear setting. You don't have to make it open world, or you can make it an open world thing and make each mission at like certain sections of the map. However you want to go about it. The point is, you could have made some sort of like squad-based co-op shooter in the Metal Gear world. You could have had Meryl leading, the new Foxhound, since it'll be sometime after Metal Gear 4 and Snake's retired, or however you want to go about it, which would be tight because you get to see Meryl grow as a character, creating your own type of soldier, whether you want to go with the legendary, Big Boss and Snake attitude of being a stealth-based shooter, or you can be the more Rambo-style shooter, or even incorporate a newer idea where you have special characters that play more in the vein of like either Raiden or Volgin, who have some sort of either supernatural or technological advantage instead of being like gun-based, It would have been an interesting thing to have the multiplayer co-op dynamic, because they've always had versus in Metal Gear, but they never really had like a team-based like narrative thing to go with. Which is something I've always wanted to see. So I think that would be a really cool idea. Of course, they'll never make it, or if they do, it'll be like years later.
That's a pretty cool idea, though. Like, I mean, you guys mentioned that, like, I don't know, they probably wouldn't want to make a new Metal Gear. Like, how much story do they have left in them? So that'd be a great way to kind of shake things up and,
Right. You don't have to force such a huge emphasis on the narrative, but at least give people enough to where it's like, hey, this is like really for the fans and people who like playing games like these at the same time. You can still open up your player bases too, because who doesn't like a buddy, squad shooter?
I think the saddest part about that is Konami, who owns the license to Metal Gear Solid, has basically destined Metal Gear to be a pachinko machine. And I think they still keep the servers running for Metal Gear Solid 5, like the online, even though it's like a barren desert last time I tried it. I think like the game that you speak of, like it feels like it could be like a cross mash of like Division. I don't know if you've ever played Tom Clancy's Division.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with like a RPG-ish focus, kind of like that, where it's like weapons, kind of
Yeah, because that's more loot.
Yeah, but I would say more of like, more in the vein of.
Honestly, it could probably be similar to. Sorry.
I was gonna say Ghost Recon or Splinter Cell, because Splinter Cell had a nice co-op mode too.
Or like even Fallout 76, to go back to that, because like they have RPG in their NPCs, so they could design it in a similar way, and then they don't like necessitate teams with their missions, but they do encourage a co-op aspect of it. Like a lot of the late game missions are very, very difficult, if not impossible, without a team. So They could even just take a page out of Fallout 76's book and try to model it in that regard.
That'd even be pretty cool. So that way you're not taking anything away from like the solo experience, but
Yeah,
also
you could play it
adding-
how you wanted.
Exactly. I think the only hard thing would be to, again, like with the Division, you had things like loot, like different types of assault rifles that ultimately all shot the same, but you know, this one's stronger because it's purple, this one's weaker because it's, you know,
It's got gold plates.
so it's like you'd have to take that element away and just make it like a regular shooter. I would say the abilities would be more along the lines of how they do it in multiplayer of, you know, Metal Gear 4 and 5 with their online mode. Don't make it so much of a like ability focused thing. I mean, add certain abilities that each character have, but don't make so much of a overemphasis on it. It has to be a balance.
All I'll say is if Fallout had the controls of Metal Gear Solid, because Metal Gear Solid games are probably some of the tightest controls gaming has. It's just very responsive. Like when you fire a gun, when you go to aim, it feels very responsive, very articulate. And sometimes Fallout, you feel like you're in a boat controlling a tank, and the steering wheel is made out of a straw. But I just like wandering around. I like games that let me wander. I think that's what people like about Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, all those games that just like, I think the art of like sandbox is lost though in the modern age. People just make a big map and then they just like sprinkle shit around it. And they're like, there you go, that's a game.
Right. And it's like, it's not just the world, but it's what's in the world that makes it the world, you know?
Yeah. Like to call back to yeah. And to call back to like what Moses was saying, like with and like what you were saying about Metal Gear Survive, like sometimes they put too much emphasis in like silly survival antics, where it's just like, oh, you remember like in real life where you need to take a shit and eat a sandwich every 4 minutes?
Like, guys, we have the Sims for that.
I think that would be probably Death Stranding's biggest curse is they strapped a crying baby to your chest and it's like, oh great, like all these ghosts are chasing me, but my baby's crying. Give me a sec, I gotta make sure.
Hey, but that's real then.
Very happy, man.
Man, if lions were chasing me and I was gonna die and my baby's crying, I'm gonna have to tell my baby, like, you need to hold on. Like, this lion's trying to kill me right now. He's out for.
Bro, you gotta put the world on pause.
I gotta find a nice cliff. He can't reach me, and I need to soothe my baby's crying.
Norman Reedus' Norman Fetus doesn't appreciate that.
Norman Reedus' magic bouncing fetus is very upset with me right now.
That's actually my like lock screen right now. I'm not even gonna front.
I'm always in love with the concept art that always comes with Kojima games. I'm just a real big fan of like that highly stylized, like detail oriented work.
Yeah. I think I still have an art book from them somewhere, but it's like Metal Gear, like Twin Snakes artwork to like Metal Gear 3, I want to say, maybe 4. And it had some gnarly art. What happened?
I'm so overwhelmed by materia.
Bro, it's the materia on here. It's like you get like 15 ices, and then you get that one rare one. You put it on. You get like 15 more wins, and you get something else new. And then once everybody's equipped with everything, you're like, do I even want to change it? Because I found the formula.
There's
like
so much extra shit. I just don't know what I want.
As long as you tell him he needs to have Mac, you need to have haste on Tifa. That's all I gotta say.
Well, right now she's my healer because I don't have Era.
Yeah, it'd be like
Barrett's a much bulkier healer.
Yeah.
Is he the better healer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's much bulkier and he's got lifesaver and yeah, he's
he'll stay back instead of going up front to get hit.
He's got range too.
Okay, here I'm gonna clear out my material for everybody.
It'd be like that.
Though.
That's how I found out, dude. Like I was like playing. I forgot who I was playing with. I was like, yeah, this isn't working for me.
Okay, so Barrett's the healer, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give a magnify with heal.
He's thinking right now. He's really going
Auto
in.
cure.
Gotta have that auto cure.
Oh yeah, auto cure is important.
I'm
Too.
gonna give him a lower level heal. No, I should just
No,
give
give
him
him
full
that.
level.
Give him cure or whatever one you have that has.
Cure, I'll go.
Yeah, I don't know how high yours are.
I got maxed out.
Oh, big boy.
Okay. And then, okay, so auto cure. But should I give auto cure to someone else?
So
No.
whoever has cure,
Yeah, I would give it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
because sometimes the game doesn't help you at all. You have to have that like auto cure shit for the game to be like, oh, you want help?
Right. I think it's kind of nice though because like I mean, although it should be a normal function in the game, it does get me used to like shifting between people more to make them respond. You know.
It's
like,
crazy to think that they totally like because Square Enix like works with Bandai on the Dynasty Warriors game,
yeah,
and like switching between characters is totally a thing they've been doing for like the last 10 years with the Warriors Orochi saga.
that's gnarly.
Yeah, it's like it's cool to see because like totally you would never like put the correlation between a hack and slash game and a game that's totally not a hack and slash game. It's totally not. I promise you.
He said, "I promise you, it's totally not."
It's not 100%.
It's
That's
okay
okay.
that it's a hack and slash game though. Like it's an RPG hack and slash. It's the best of both worlds in my opinion.
I feel it. It's like it's grown up Kingdom Hearts for me.
Yeah. Yeah, like the weight and the controls of the hack and slash aspect of it are so satisfying and so fun, but
Yeah.
it doesn't like lose the skill that you need in an RPG where you need to like parse out your mana, especially if you're playing on hard. Like, oh my god, that shit was getting so difficult for me. I had to quit at Hell House on hard mode.
It's a lot of
But
like management, a lot of like, okay, like what moves do I have? Tactical
Yeah.
decisions, planning out. You got to know
Mhm.
like if there's turrets in the back, I got to switch to Barret so he can take care of it. Like,
yeah, and then you got to keep the strengths and weaknesses in the back of your mind. Like, okay, this shit I know is weak to wind, or oh, this shit is immune to like stop or whatever. You know, it's just constantly going.
So I think it did a good job. But tell me this: if they sell us another $60 game, are you buying it? Are you buying this too for $60?
That's a hard question to answer.
I gotta know because I've decided I'm not. I'm just curious now at this point.
I will. I got no shame. Fuck it. Take my
feel
money.
it. You take the L and you tell me how great it is.
I will say this: like growing up, being a big fan of like, fucking Final Fantasy. When all we had was the 3 discs, I always wanted more. When we got having children, I wanted more. We got Dirges Erebus, I wanted more.
I've never
gave
played
us
that shit.
Dirges Erebus, while not the greatest game in the world, if you like Devil May Cry, if you like God of War, like it's kind of like a mishmash of that, but it's got a little more RPG oriented. Crisis Core, I love the fuck out of. Some people didn't really like the casino like roulette like limit gauge,
I
but
thought it was engaging and pretty fun.
yeah, like it always felt like something was happening. I always felt like, it's like, oh cool, that's helping me right now. And I like the story. While it didn't have the utmost weight to it at like all times, by the end of it, like it's a little bit of a tearjerker.
It kind of felt like Metal Gear 5, honestly. Like now,
Yeah.
like comparing the two, like it's a bunch of missions that kind of loosely tie together a plot. And there's a lot of plot that potentially happens between too. That's what's gnarly, but like it's never focused on at it like all at once. It's more just like you do some missions, all right, cool, here's a cutscene.
There you go. You earned it.
Right. But it was definitely a fun game, and like getting to the end was just like, damn, like I know where this leads,
Definitely. Like it feels like wow. And then after that, it was like, guess what? No Final Fantasy VII stuff. Nothing.
Right.
For like 9 years, and then we finally get something, and then everybody wants to bitch. Oh, they're trying to make us 3 more games like this. What a loser! I'm just like, what? No, take my money.
See, like that's where the argument for me like starts to diverge.
Bro, how many
those in one?
Bro, how many like half-assed fucking half-baked fucking Kingdom Hearts games exist? And we got like what, 4 or 5 Final Fantasy 7 games, and like sure they don't always like make the utmost sense, but it's like you still care about these characters, but it's like Roxas, fuck, I don't know.
I can't defend Kingdom Hearts because I can't even get through part 3. But I will say like just on the whole, like, okay, I support the game. Again, I love the game, but there's no reason it can't all be on here. That's like 4 discs still made one game. It wasn't 4 separate games being sold together. It was one game under the guise of 4 discs. Whether hitting nostalgia or not, $60 for all 4 or 3, however many, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, so what if they did like DLC style for like $30 a piece?
And see, even that's like still kind of an L, but more manageable. But I don't want that either. I wanted to just be like, yo, it's because okay, again, Xbox gets it like at the end of the year, or in any year. Sorry, not the end of the year, any year. So I imagine that when that comes out, maybe, and I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that they'll just release it as like an update, and the full game will be available for everybody. So now the Xbox players can catch up, and everybody who's had, you know, who had bought it on PS4, who had it for the exclusive time, already has the game.
Yeah, arguably the most dedicated fans.
Yeah. So it's like, and it makes sense that I would hope that they would do it that way because at the time, you know, Final Fantasy wasn't exclusive to PlayStation, especially Final Fantasy 7. You know, there was no Xbox at the time and Nintendo couldn't even have it. So it was like, it was their exclusive. So I would understand why they decided to go for a year. But like, if they do not give us the full game after that year, yeah, I'm not paying. If they do 3 discs, that's still $180 for Final Fantasy 7. Plus tax.
Bless you.
But yeah, it's like a great game, a wonderful game, and it's like I want more of it. I wanted them to just give me the complete Final Fantasy 7, but I just can't do it if they do it that way. I'm gonna have to watch you guys play it or look it up on YouTube.
All right, watch my Let's Play.
Right. And another reason I don't want to is because I paid for the complete of Final Fantasy 15 when it was first dropped, and there was supposed to be a lot more DLC on that, from what I heard, and it all got canceled and never worked on. And somebody left the team for that. I forgot that whole debacle, or I don't really know that whole debacle, but yeah. And it was also very like subpar DLC. Like the coolest addition to Final Fantasy 15's DLC, I would say, was like Comrades, which is the multiplayer Monster Hunter-ish kind of thing.
Okay.
I thought that was really tight. The episodes that they released, however, were kind of okay. They were supposed to fill the void for certain characters when they were either absent or when Noctis wasn't available or something. I didn't quite understand that part because the story's, again, really loose. But it was, it just didn't feel like anything worth paying for. It felt like it should have already been in the game. So that's what I worry about. I don't want Final Fantasy 15 to happen to such a good game, especially seeing that like someone very similar like Resident Evil 2's remake and Resident Evil 3's remake with Capcom, they kind of did the same thing. They made, 2, which was really good, and although it was short, it was like what it needed to be. And then they made 3, and it was like, okay, copy paste, take some stuff away, and there's 3. And it was way shorter from what I hear. So I don't want that to happen, to such a good game. And I love Final Fantasy 7, so I really don't want it to happen to it.
Yeah, I get that.
Have you guys seen Resident Evil 8's fucking trailer?
Yeah. We watched it.
They're going back to 4, bro.
Right, but like werewolves, bro.
Hell yeah. I mean, is it really outside the realm of possibility when the first game had like giant frog with teeth that were angry at you and they hunted you?
I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility at all. It's just like, I didn't see it coming.
Maybe he's just really hairy.
I can see. No, they're in like castles and shit. And those are way
Resident Castlevania 8, bro.
It's the W virus, I'm telling you. I think it's cool. It's a little wild how they're incorporating Chris in this one. They revealed some sort of symbol for it, and I think I figured it out. And I don't know. They made like a whole big deal about it. It's like a crow with a nest, and then this little parasite-looking thing. But I think it's like Mia's baby, because that's what the trailer is all talking about, or shows a few times. I think it's like she had her own version of what's her face from Resident Evil 7? Evelyn? I think she has a piece of Evelyn on her baby. And her baby is a parasite.
Jumbo.
So,
Parasite.
I still need to watch that trailer. Does it look dope, like visually?
I mean, it looks amazing. It's just like, what's going on? Like, from beginning to end, you're just like, what is going on? And then when it does end, and the way it ends on, and being told that that's the beginning of the story, is just like, what happened from point A to point B? We got from Resident Evil 7 to Resident Evil 8. What the hell happened? Like, in between all that time. So, yeah, watch it, dude.
if 6 can happen, anything can happen in the Resident Evil universe.
We don't talk about 6. You wait
We
till
love
the
6.
remake comes out. It's a good game. It's just not a good Resident Evil game. Leon's Chapter is a good Resident Evil game. The other two, I like.
It's a good multiplayer game. It's not a good Resident Evil game, though.
It's
like,
a
without
multiplayer game.
Yeah, it's fun in that regard. I've had a lot of fun playing multiplayer on that.
I definitely like. It's easier to play than 5 because of like the accessibility and how they made the controls, because it doesn't have that sluggish tank movement.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as Resident Evil, it's just like, this is zany as like hell.
So let's see. We're coming up about on the hour mark. I feel like this has been really fun, really cool. I was gonna ask. I need to do like an introduction for this. I want to keep it around like a tight hour.
Okay.
But if you guys like, if you guys enjoying everything so far?
Yeah, man.
Everything's cool.
I'm having a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time.
Of course. So, like, obviously, this episode's topic was video games, and I dig it. I feel like we got a lot of good stuff. How would you guys feel next episode we talk about anime?
I'd be pretty down.
Just keep it like a pop culture show, you know? Just talk about what we like and stuff. And like, I feel like Moses, you like anime, correct? Am I correct in remembering this? Yes. I feel like Moses likes his video games and stuff, and his content was pretty cool in this episode. But I feel like he didn't have much to talk about in terms of what we had. But I feel like because we had no idea what we were going to talk about before we came here today.
Right.
But I feel like the chemistry is definitely there. We got a good dynamic going.
It was cool listening to you guys talk about video games. It made me want to like.
He's like pick up that controller
on stuff. I just hardly ever have the time to get into like one. But I know
you got a busy ass job. I understand.
Yeah.
Get Warframe, man. It's free and we can play together.
Get what?
Get Warframe.
Warframe? All right.
Yeah, man.
He's like, instantly getting it.
It's free and we can all play together.
All right, cool.
But yeah, dudes, I'm definitely be down to do this again. Sorry again, Mo, you like didn't really get to chime in, but I'm glad you got to be a part of it, because going through video games with you would be tight. You know, I think that'd be a cool experience to see.
It's cool. Once we get into like music and maybe like films and stuff, I probably won't shut up. So
we got to do a horror film one with Macklyn. That's a must.
Macklyn is definitely welcome. He was a great addition to this one.
The unexpected feature, but you kind of expected it.
So, before we say all goodbyes and stuff. I just want to record a introduction. That way we get all our names. We can I don't know what I'm gonna call this bullshit, but we could think of something like that. I'll just say welcome to the podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little intro. Let me just close this door. I got a siren. Oh man. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome today. I'm joined by an all-star cast of really bright-minded people who have minds that are full of light bulbs. We're going to be talking about this little thing called video games. You know, cover a couple topics from Fallout's Metal Gear, the new Resident Evil, and everything in between from Final Fantasy and stuff. We're just going to touch on video games this week. Maybe next week we'll tackle something else like, I don't know, we all like anime, so maybe we'll do that. I'm just going to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves, and then we'll get right into it.
Ladies first.
Hey there, I'm JoJo. I like video games. Yeah. Did I do it right?
That's how it goes. Hello, everybody. My name is Sam, aka SadBoiSam, aka Kanasi Akuma. I also like video games. Mo, are you still there?
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name's Mo. I like video games, but don't really have the time to play them.
So sad.
So sad.
We're gonna have to get on some games, man. We're gonna have to really get on some games.
We're going to have to go down to
looking
Swap
forward-
Meet, get Moses a Nintendo, get him one of those 1 in 100 systems. They got like 100 games on a little plug and play, man. We'll get you on that. We'll get you on that good horse, man. So
Lesson, man.
So if everybody could just sit back, enjoy yourself, and listen along, we're going to get right into it.
Wait, Ryan, did you introduce yourself?
Of course I didn't. Why would I introduce myself? Why does anyone care who Ryan is? Ryan is the guy talking. Yes, this is a podcast about video games. Yes, my name's Ryan. That's JoJo. That's Sam. SadBoiSam. Chris. There's Macklyn in the background over there. He's from Swim Gustavo, just like Chris is, who's also known as SadBoiSam. And then you got Moses over there, who's also known as Mo. But I'm Ryan, and this is the podcast, so enjoy.
What a world.
But yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we'll be good with that. Moses, can you send me the WAV file for this? I'll edit it.
Yep.
All right, cool, guys.
Hop onto something?
What's that?
Are you guys down to hop onto something? Like PS4 wise?
Shit, man. I could jump on in there with you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just hit me. Just hit me up on Instagram. We'll figure out what to play. I think JoJo has Red Dead.
I'll have to download whatever you guys are. Oh shit! I have
Everything
Call of Duty,
sucks downloading down here. Do you have Call of Duty?
Unfortunately.
Warzone?
You got World War II because it was free last month.
Oh shit. See, I didn't download it, but I could.
I think it's free right now. You can check it out.
I can download whatever you guys want to play.
Yeah, it's just gonna take forever at my house because my house has like shitty internet.
I'll just hang out and watch you play while.
Whatever you guys got, we'll figure it out. Moses, can you end the recording, please?
Yep.
I'll call you on IG.
Thanks, boss.